Today, I'm going to talk to you about your body's power supply, the mitochondria. Mitochondria are the batteries of the human body, and they are one of the most important things in our lives. So what are mitochondria and why should you care about them? Well, firstly, energy. They gave you the energy to get out of bed this morning. 2. Aging. They are the reason why you find your first grey hair. And 3. Death. How well the mitochondria work is a very good indicator of how long you actually have left to live. I hope this has got you interested in hearing a little bit more about mitochondria. So there are 10 billion mitochondria in the human body, but 1 billion would fit into a single grain of sand with room to spare. 2 billion years ago, there was no complex life on this planet, and the reason for that is that the mitochondria were not part of the cell. Once mitochondria were sucked up to be part of the cell, life exploded into all of its variety and diversity that we still see today. Now, what's important to remember is how the mitochondria work. They take the food that we eat and the oxygen that we breathe, and they convert this into the power that we need to stay alive. My research looks at how this power is generated in humans. I also look at how genetics regulate this process in a genetically engineered worm that is known as C. elegans. So in my human work, I'm interested in knowing how exercise, while taking drugs such as aspirin and ibuprofen, seem to change the way in which the mitochondria work. I do this by taking muscle biopsies and using some complex chemistry. I can work out how much energy these mitochondria seem to produce. I then follow this up in the genetically engineered worm, and I can delete particular genes to see which ones seem to be controlling the function of our mitochondria, our batteries. So if we think of aspirin and ibuprofen, they form a larger family of drugs that are known as NSAIDs, and a recent UK survey has found that between 17 and 23% of the UK population take these NSAIDs on a regular basis. Now, my preliminary results suggest that taking these drugs are changing the way in which the mitochondria work, and this could have implications for a large portion of the population. Now, if we think of the thousands of people that roll through our hospital entrances every single week, how many of those have problems with their mitochondria? I can tell you how many. Every single one of them. Now, if we can find out why mitochondria change the way that they work, even just in response to these particular drugs, then it might be possible to eradicate several disease states and maybe even double the human lifespan.